So right now the question is, are your paddocks filled with dry feed? We're in this paddock here today, and finally the frosts have started to take hold. Winter's been quite late this year, but we're in a paddock here. We've got a reasonable body of dry feed. These cattle have been in this paddock for a little while. Through the fence over to my left here, we've got some taller dry feed that hasn't yet been grazed. We've got this sort of material here. There's a bit of dried off Wincassia as a legume through this pasture here as well. But basically when you look around, the most limiting factor here is protein. We're in a dry feed situation. So that's a critical time where in this situation here, we would like to think that we'd already switched over to our dry feed protein type supplement. And that's simply because we want to help these cattle here utilise and still consume this dry feed. It's always about looking at both the feed and the manure. So even though here we've got a fair scattering of legume and Wincassia through this pasture, there's still obviously not enough protein in the diet of these animals here because we can clearly see that manure is stacking up. So if this client here hadn't already started supplementing, we would say the time is certainly well upon us where you need to be on to a dry feed protein type supplement. So that can be in the form of either a lick block or a loose lick, so long as we can get intake. So lick blocks or loose licks both work. It's a matter of getting the right product so that you get enough intake into those animals. From a loose supplement point of view, we've got the Graze and Grow supplement range, which also includes the dry season breeder blend. So what are those products all about and what do they do? When dry feed is the most limiting factor, we're trying to get enough protein into those animals to get that rumen stimulation so those animals can get out here and still graze and use this dry feed. The protein and the ammonia or the nitrogen coming from these protein supplements is about multiplying the rumen microbes so that they can break down and help the animal digest this dry feed. There's still energy in this grass, but it's a matter of helping the animal and the microbes move this feed through the rumen because it takes so long to digest and break down. So in the Graze and Grow supplement range, we're still delivering those macro and trace minerals. We also do a product with 6% phosphorus. That's going to come back to your soil type or your soil test to determine is phosphorus a limiting nutrient as well. If phosphorus is a limiting nutrient, then it's still important to maintain good levels of phosphorus as well. Getting back onto just the dry feed, in the Graze and Grow and the dry season breeder blend, you'll notice we include a vitamin. So vitamins become important and relevant when we're grazing dry feed because an extended grazing period on dry feed means that we can be depleting our vitamin reserves as well. So the basis of our dry feed supplement range is having the combination of urea and the protected protein meals together for the rumen stimulation, having the macro and the trace minerals, and in the Graze and Grow and dry season breeder blend, we also incorporate the vitamins. Those products also include rumensin in there as an ionophore to help with that feed efficiency also. So that's a little bit about dry feed. We're certainly well into the dry feed season now. Make sure you've got a protein dry feed supplement out there in the paddock now, and then following that, it's the key message is about making sure you're getting adequate intake so that we're delivering enough effective protein to those animals. Don't forget to go into your local rural store and ask about the Agsolutions Megumin livestock supplement range. And at this time of year, you want to be talking about the Megumin Graze and Grow dry season breeder blend or the Megumin dry feed lick block. They're the sorts of products you're going to need right now for this time of year. And that's a little bit about right product for the right time. Dry feed, dry supplements, that's what you need.